Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry, I did not have this one scheduled. I thought I put it up, but yeah, so I'm going to pull up my other screen, my other chat, per usual, while we wait for people to get in. Hopefully, the notifications went out. Let me go ahead and get over here live. YouTube's a little slow today. All right, let me go ahead and click on this and pop out the chat. Possibly. There we go. All right, so yeah, like I said, there's no notification that went out, but yeah, we should be all right. We'll get some people in. So when it comes to tonight's live stream, we're probably going to do like 20 or 30 minutes. You can probably tell by my voice that a little under the weather. Had a pretty eventful day on Saturday, BJJ wise, and I just burnt myself out, and then I think I got a sinus infection. Plus, it's springtime, so the trees are making babies. So, yeah, yeah. So if you guys want to go ahead and start adding your questions, as for updates, nothing too crazy going on. We still have the buy 3 get 1 free for the 3D printing. I was able to order in a bunch of filament finally. A lot of that stuff was back ordered to like July. I was like, whoa, that's going to be a little bit of a problem, but I was able to find it in another place. So I did get some filament in. So hopefully we can start catching up on orders again. But yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you why. It's never been an issue up until this point. But as you guys know, everything else is kind of that way as well. But yeah, so other than that, there's not really anything else going on. I ended up having to get a hold of a Neptune for my Trident. I went through the troubleshooting guide for the Trident because it wasn't priming the sample, all that stuff. Either way, I went ahead and took it completely apart, cleaned out all the lines, and ended up having to talk to Neptune, and it's still not working. So I have to. They want me to do their replacement plan or whatever. It's like $150. I send in the Trident, they replace all the parts, and then they send it back with some reagent. So I'm probably gonna have to do that. But yeah, because it is officially 2 years old, and I guess this is pretty common around the 2-year mark, or that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Trident has to go in. For now, I am doing the alkalinity Hannah checker tester, which is fine. But I definitely realized that my readings were off just because of some issues I was having with the Trident. So yeah, lesson learned on that. Don't rely on the automation all the time because it does fail over time. So. But either way, back to using the Hannah checker, and yeah, that should be interesting. Just got YouTube notifications. Weird. Well, Sammy, I actually just posted this live stream. I didn't do it last week. I thought I did, but I must have not have put it up. But yeah, so we're probably not going to get too many people in tonight just because of that. But yeah, let me go ahead and get over here. Yeah, your other chat's come up here. Look into the clean swap Trident service. They'll send you a complete refurbished one, but it's $200. I was looking at that as well. There's also another option where they'll just send you parts to replace it. But since I talked to their customer service and their support team and was trying to fix everything, they recommended just sending it in because the Neptune logo on the front no longer lights up, and there's just a bunch of various issues wrong with it. So either way, now my Trident is throwing errors too. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, but it's pretty cool. I'm kind of bummed about the whole $150 to get parts replaced. It's just like, I don't remember what I spent on it. I don't remember what they are even retail. Let me look it up real quick. Neptune. I'm pretty sure they're still expensive. Trident. Let me see what they are retail. So they're like $650, $640. It seems to be a significant amount of money for it to just kind of keel over at two years, and then having to pay another $150 to just get it back to working condition. Yeah, not really a fan of that, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable with the Hannah checker testing. The benefit of the Trident is that it's continuous, so you can catch issues like if your flow rate goes bad on your calcium reactor, on your calcium reactor, or something else comes up with the tank, and you can catch those spikes relatively quickly, so you don't have to worry about testing every day. So that is definitely a benefit of it, but yeah, I'm still kind of a little bummed about having to go send it back in. But yeah, what's up, Caleb? What's up, Reef and Chill? What's up, Travis? First time on a live Q&A. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Welcome. Yeah, it's a little. the notification, I didn't put it up last week, so yeah, we're probably just gonna be chilling for a little bit, and then I'm gonna head out. Plus, I'm starting to lose my voice already. How long does the CO2 scrubber media last when you're using your CO2 scrubber attachments? Mike, I've had people say that some of the reviews were saying that they would have to change it every week, and now it's every 3 to 4 weeks that they're changing it. So more than double. So that's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it saves you a ton of money. It's relatively easy to attach, and I don't know, there's like 60 some odd models on there now, so it's pretty good. It's pretty popular. But yeah, so I would say if not double, not triple the amount of time is pretty common what people are saying for it. So it works out pretty well. What's up? Welcome, Ryan. What's up? But yeah, other than that, there's not really a ton of stuff. I'm trying to get caught up on some of these 3D printing, these custom orders. I didn't realize how long some of these take. I mean, I got one here that I like. It's very in-depth stuff. I might have to adjust some of my pricing depending on how in-depth some of these items are, because some people want basic things like just like a special plug or a special adapter for a pump or something that's really, really simple. And I don't think I should charge them what I'm charging. But then we got people who want something that's really complex, got multiple parts, and have to fit together a certain way, and they have to be a certain thing, and it's the same price. So I might have to adjust that service just a little bit to kind of make up for the time that I put into it. But it is what it is at this point. But yeah, so other than that, if you guys have any reefing questions, feel free to put them in. If not, then I mean, I could ramble here for a few more minutes. Like I said, the notification didn't go out, so we're probably not going to get a lot of people in. And then I'm going to get back to work. It's Monday. It's already Monday. It feels like Thursday. But yeah, other than that, ain't got anything. I got shit to do. So, yeah, by the way, my cat decided to knock out the screen on the second floor and then try to hang her furry ass out the window. just hanging out, like whatever. It's only like 25 feet down. I mean, that's no big deal, right? Yeah. So needless to say, I had to get a new screen, and thankfully not a new cat. I've only had her for like 4 months, 3 months, something like that. What, Andrea, like 3 months? I don't know. But yeah, the kids are in love with her. That would be pretty awful. So, as for what is it? Let's see, ship to the UK. Do you ship to the UK? I don't, but I've had some people like in Canada have relatives that live in the US, which I've shipped to, and then they shipped overseas, or not overseas, but into Canada. And I've had people do the same thing for overseas. Right now, I don't have the ability to ship outside the United States, and I'm going to look into it and hopefully, maybe be able to expand that. It's just the custom stuff that's a little bit of an issue, trying to get stuff through customs and go through the whole process. Mainly because I don't know the entire process very well, but given the market, I'll probably have to open up. I'll just talk to my CPA and see what he thinks I should do about that, because I'm sure there's going to be tax issues and all sorts of stuff associated with it. But yeah, if you started all over, would you get the same 3D printers? Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, I like Prusas as well, but yeah, I mean, other than just being cheaper parts here and there, like some of the nozzles are issues, and I have issues with the nozzles and just kind of clogging stuff. They're really not that bad. I built them in the way that they work as they should, minus some of the defects on some of the Chinese made parts there. But I guess if I could start over in hindsight, I guess maybe I would go all Prusa Mark IIIs, just because I just like the color combination. Now I'm just playing, but they're actually a really good printer. They're well built. So I guess if I really, really thought about it and I had to start over and I had that cash on hand, I probably would go Mark IIIs. But other than that, the way I have mine set up they're relatively reliable. Reeferpalooza was fun this weekend. Pretty good turnout. Where was that at? Was that New York? No, I don't know. New York's not till later in the year, right? Let me look it up. What was Reeferpalooza this year? If you can say before I look it up. Palooza 2022. Didn't say. Oh, Orlando. Okay. Clicking here. All right. Yeah, I see Orlando. Yeah. I've never been to Florida. It's on my to-do list. It's kind of going down there to the Keys and going in the ocean is kind of on the bucket list of things to do. But yeah, I mean, I'll go to New York. So I think it's in July, June or July. I think it is. As long as it's not on a fight weekend, we'll be pretty good. I think my next one is in July after next month. And speaking of that, my Tap Out Cancer link is still up. If you want to check out my previous video on that, still getting donations in for that fight that's next month. If you want to participate in that, what is your pH running at nowadays? Like 8.1, 8.2. But then again, I haven't recalibrated my pH probe in my sump in like 2.5 years. I do calibrate my calcium reactor about every 6 to 8 months. But yeah, I mean, it's like between, I'd say at night it gets down to like 7.9, and then throughout the day it's like 8, 8.1, maybe 8.2. Nothing too crazy, and that is with the refugium running at night, and then I have my calcium reactor, of course, running 24/7. So Acro Power versus Fuel, they're totally different. There's nothing like Fuel, like Aqua Vitro Fuel. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're calling it right now. They're two different things. There's no comparison. They provide two different things. Yeah. I decided to try some Acro Power. Yeah, I mean, Acro Power is like sugar water from what I'm told. I don't know if it is for real. I've never tasted it, but I don't recommend you do. But yeah, Acro Power and Aqua Vitro Fuel are two different things. They provide two different things. So I do think that Acro Power just like it encouraged polyp extension, which encourages feeding and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, I use them both. I've always used Fuel and had great results. Yep. I actually got to go get some more once it gets back in stock. When would you say is the best time to dose amino acids? Early in the morning or late at night when the coral polyps are out? I would say at night is probably best with the polyp extension. Probably 1 or 2 hours after the lights go off. You look into your tank, it's all fluffy and all that good stuff. But I mean, that ideally you would think that's the best time, but I'm not really sure the ins and outs of how the corals are, when they uptake the most. They just are more active at night feeding. So, like I used to dose phytoplankton at night as well. It was really nice. Good weather, local vendors, and good people. Did they have any like mask issues or anything like that, or did they just kind of like throw that out the window? That was one of the reasons why I didn't go to a show earlier in the year, because I was like, I don't feel like walking around with a mask. Just not comfortable. Bro, run them probes in some mild citric acid mix. They'll dial it in again. Yeah, I could probably do that. They're not that dirty. They're right after the filter socks, and there's really barely anything on them. Surprisingly, I think it's just the location of the sump. But yeah, they're not too bad. So, what is Acropower? Because ingredients aren't listed. Yeah, basically sugar water from what I've told. From multiple people who told me it's just sugar water, but I don't know. I'm surprised there's no ingredients on a container. I've never heard of that before. I mean, it could basically be piss water and no one would even know. So I don't know. I never really thought about it. I never looked to see if there were ingredients on it. That might be a question for the forums, huh? But do you think you save money with your 3D printers compared to with Prusa? No. I mean, in the beginning, maybe. But after replacing parts and upgrading more and more stuff, that kind of fails. I think the Mark III Prusa would probably be around the same amount, depending, if you're doing a Raspberry Pi or a hot end or all that kind of stuff, whatever automation you want. But I think quality-wise, the Prusa would have been better. Automation-wise, it would have been the same. I would have done the Raspberry Pi either way. So that doesn't really change the price. Other than that, yeah, I would hope. I mean, the biggest issue I have now with my printers are just crappy hot ends. That's about it. I've been trying. I did have the Micro Swiss, and then I went to like an off-brand of the Micro Swiss because the Micro Swiss was out of stock for a while, and then the off-brand started sucking, and they switched out. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. But gives me something to do for sure. How would you get rid of cyano with phosphates at 0.01 and nitrates at 8 ppm? I'm trying to stay away from dinos. Well, you need to manually remove your cyanobacteria as much as possible. Add flow in those dead spots. The reason why you're getting such a low reading in your phosphates is because you have cyano. Trust me, your phosphates are a lot higher than that. That's the reason why you have cyanobacteria in the first place. So I'd get your nutrients under control, water changes, manual removal of the cyano, incorporate like a refugium, that kind of stuff, and then just keep an eye on it. Again, you got to get rid of the the cyano. I mean, realistically, you can try ChemiClean. That works pretty good. Just be ready. Just be ready that your cyano levels are going to be a lot higher than you anticipated. So just keep that in mind, and don't try to drop them. From say they're really high, try to cut that in half or go even lower overnight. You're going to cause more stress. So just keep that in mind. Man, I'm losing my voice. Zero mass. That ship sailed in the south. Good to hear. Yeah, the people, I get eyeballed every once in a while. I'm like, listen, we're done. Are you planning to keep the 4 Regal Tangs long term? What are you talking about? Do you plan on keeping the 4 Regal Tangs long term? I don't know what you mean. You talking about the Hippo Tangs? Because I'm trying to think what other fish I have 4 of. I have 4 Scopus Tangs. I have 5 Scopus Tangs. I have 4 Hippo Tangs. But yeah, I plan on keeping them. Yeah, forever, or as long as I can. They don't grow really quickly, not compared to Big Bertha. So how long is the foot? All right, here we go. So how long is the foot of a rock flower anemone? I got one in the sand. Every time I try to grab it, it seems to disappear. My buddy Brian used to sell them, and depending on the size of them, I mean, the foot can be, I wouldn't say not as long as like a bubble tip or anything like that, but they're relatively long. I'm assuming that flower anemone is attaching itself to the bottom of the glass, and then when you come around, it's like, see ya. That's what I think. But yeah, I mean, I know they're not nearly as long as like bubble tips or long tentacles, but they're still pretty decent. Tank looking great. Just went through a crash on a 4-year SPS tank due to the ammonia spikes. Well, the video that you're seeing now is not what the tank looks like anymore. This video is a couple years old. Yeah, I just use it as my live stream for you guys to have something to look at, and I can appreciate what it used to look like. But yes, I mean, my tank is reset. It's growing. Just balancing some nutrients now. I did remove the fox face because he was starting to be a jerk. I did mention that in my overhaul video, that if he's continued to be a jerk, I'd move him out. So I went ahead and put him in the tub. My 2 low boys are empty. My tub is relatively full, and my tank is just kind of doing this thing. It's growing pretty well. Colors are pretty decent. It's a balancing act at this point, trying to get everything back to normal. But yeah, you just went through a crash. 4-year-old SPS tank. Yeah, when you move, yeah, you kill off that beneficial bacteria. Yeah, sucks. I have a 3-inch sand bed. Well, then his foot's more than 3 inches. By the way, my brother's name is Brandon, just for anybody who doesn't know. I'm going to call that joker after I get out of here. I had a 3 to 4 inch long. What are we talking about? Are we still talking about the bubble tip or the NEM? Will ChemiClean affect my acros if I use it for cyano removal? I didn't have any issues with it. I tried it way back a couple years ago when I had a little bit of cyano on a dead spot. I was kind of dialing in, trying to do some automated nutrients and just kind of fiddling around. Got a little bit of cyano, wasn't a big deal. Worked out pretty good. Just make sure you get your water change ready, manual removal, all that good stuff. Just be ready to get an accurate reading of your phosphates, not too far after. Yeah, this video is old, man. This tank doesn't look like this anymore, unfortunately. And this wasn't even its full potential. I mean, they still had like 3 or 4 months worth of growth. A lot of the acros were sticking out of the top of the water before I finally, before Big Bertha came through and started fin slapping everything. But it is what it is. That's why we got videos, man. We can enjoy them even after they're gone. Just like most of the fish in this tank are dead because my eel decided to have a buffet. It's fucking crazy. I choose you as my mentor. Well, I appreciate that. Only reef tanks, though. You don't want the rest of me. Yep. Best name ever. Yeah. But I'm going to answer one more question, guys. I'm going to head out. My voice is super crazy, and I got sinus infections really hitting me. Yes, the Hippos, Regos. Yeah. I was planning on having 3 of them, but all my local fish stores advised me against it. I have a 350-gallon 7-foot tank. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. With the Hippo tanks take forever to grow, and they're not aggressive. They're super chill. They never really bang into anything. Worst case scenario, they'll sleep inside an acro colony. I think you're going to be okay with 3 of them in a 350-gallon tank. I don't foresee any issues with that. I'll answer this last question. I'm going to head out. What is your fastest growing acro? The ATL blue clover, that staghorn. That's my fastest coral grower ever. Yep. for sure. But yeah, guys, that's about it. I know it's short. We did about 20 minutes. I just got a bunch of stuff I got to get done. I'm gonna call my brother, get some side work done, and then we're gonna go to bed. Got to get up early. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. Again, if you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com. You can head over to my link in my previous video for my upcoming Tap Out Cancer fundraiser event. Just raising money for kids with cancer. And I'm going to get to beat up people or get beat up in the process. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's it, guys. Sorry again for the live stream being so short. Just kind of a little under the weather tonight. But I'll see you guys in a couple days with another video. All right. Peace.